What is a tabletop RPG rules hack? How can rules hacks provide gamers the opportunity to live out their wildest dreams with a set of game mechanics that they love so much that they can't let go? In this episode, we will define what rules hacks are, and we'll prime your imagination with all the potential rules hacks you can choose from in the Goblin Quest RPG book. Welcome to Claim to Game, the podcast helping busy people master tabletop role-playing games one game at a time. I'm Clint.scheirer. I've been an educator for over 12 years and have helped gamers of all levels quickly grasp tabletop RPGs so they can enjoy playing them to the fullest. Stay tuned so you can make your claim to game. Hello and welcome back to episode 13. That's right, lucky number 13. Can you believe it? Season 1 of Claim to Game, a predominantly educational, fun podcast in which I am daring to coin the word funjucational. It's like if you could simply become bioluminescent just by being in the mere presence of fireflies and jellyfish. Taking on the jellies. You got some serious thrill issues, dude. Awesome. The game for this season is Goblin Quest, the RPG, brought to you by game designer Grant Howitt, whose works include, but are not limited to, Honey Heist, Die, the RPG, Spire, Unbound, One Last Job, Heart, Eat the Reich, and now, at the time of this episode release, the new tabletop RPG, Hollows, being funded through BackerKit. Take a look at the show notes if you want to plunge into the nightmare realms and back today. If you've listened to all previous episodes, you are aware that we have completely covered Goblin Quest in all ways. We devoured each aspect of the core rules and did an actual play of the game itself. So what now? Would I be right in saying that we are moving on to the next tabletop RPG, Season 2 of the CTG podcast? No, I wouldn't be right. I would be wrong. Dead wrong. When Grant Howitt was running Goblin Quest the RPG through Kickstarter back in 2014, the project had no problem hitting its target goal of £2,000 of United Kingdom silver sterling, and instead blew it out of the water by raising £20,711. For my US listeners, that is the equivalent of raising $26,000 instead of $2,500. With all great Kickstarters, what spurs others to rally to the cause? Stretch goals, of course. Having stretch goals is a practice which emerged from the Kickstarter community as a way for creators to stretch beyond the initial official goal of the Kickstarter project and raise more money, and often make cooler stuff. Funds are collected whether the stretch goals are met or not, as long as the project has met its Kickstarter funding goal. So what was some of the cooler stuff that Grant offered the community, joining him on the journey of the Goblin Quest conception? Besides more art, fantastic celebrity tabletop guest writing, and for more details on that, go back and listen to episode 6. There was also a slew of what is known as rules hacks for the Goblin Quest RPG rule set, which then begs the question, what is a rules hack? Let me start with this definition from a mysterious poster on Reddit. I like what they had to say. Hack means an altered or changed base game system, adding new rules to adapt it to new settings, changing rules that aren't agreeable, etc. This used to be called homebrew. Meanwhile, these days, homebrew seems to mean mainly a custom setting with the same set of rules to play. Grant Howitt's more straightforward definition as it relates to Goblin Quest hacks is as follows: a series of tweaks and twists to the main game that let you use it to tell different stories. Okay, so a hack is when you are tired of, let's say, goblins, the Great Battle Camp, the Lord of the Rings-esque setting put forth in Goblin Quest, but you like the game mechanics of the character creation, the 3-act structure, dice rolling, and difficulty ratings, and all the other ways that Goblin Quest functions as a game. Cool. So let's hack it. Instead of playing the normal setting, change it so that all your goblins are Gungans from Episode 1, Phantom Menace, and the Star Wars prequels. Since most Star Wars fans consider those three movies to be a disaster anyway, this is appropriate and fits the Goblin Quest premise of watching a train wreck comically end in utter failure. What is it that makes rules hacks so compelling? Even if you've never played tabletop RPGs or experienced a rules hack, you probably identify with loving a novel, a movie, or a TV show so much that you wish there could be a game of some type that allows you to immerse yourself in the experience of living those favorite characters and playing out those favorite stories. One example I have is Harry Potter. I grew up in the 1990s and early 2000s. The first book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone, if you're from the UK, was released June 26, 1997. I was 8 years old and in second grade. I loved the novels, and by the third novel, by the time it was released in the summer of 1999, I was hooked. I went to all the Harry Potter book release parties at Barnes& and Noble. I often went out with my good buddy Nick, friend of the pod. We loved Harry Potter and always wished there could have been a decent video game or game that could measure up to our imaginations when we read these books. Unfortunately, the technology of video games just wasn't quite there yet. Many video game designers and companies tried on various systems, but no game hit the mark, at least not for me, until just this past year, February 10th, 2023. Hogwarts Legacy, available on most major platforms, achieved what I always dreamed of having in the height of my Harry Potter fandom. This open world RPG, set as a prequel to the time of the Harry Potter books, is said to have nearly perfectly recreated and reimagined the Hogwarts castle and the wizarding world full of magic and wonder. I wanted so badly to live, feel, and breathe this world during the release of my favorite fantasy series. If you haven't already and are a Harry Potter fan, check it out! Live the unwritten, as the game tagline suggests. Now, my Harry Potter example isn't technically a rules hack, but it hits that feeling, the feeling of, I love this so much. I wish there was just a way for me to experience it better and more fully. A rules hack can help scratch that itch, the sensation, the desire to experience more fully. There have been several Harry Potter tabletop RPG hacks. The most successful and well known is Kids on Brooms by Renegade Games. It uses the unique Kids on Bikes game system. I've never personally played it, but I don't know why I haven't, since it's basically the life of a witch and wizard at a magical school that you attend, a place full of mystery, danger, and thrilling adventure. It is basically the Harry Potter RPG I've always wanted. There are others out there that are quite popular, so definitely shoot me an email with your favorite Harry Potter tabletop RPG hack. I want to hear about it. But maybe you are a busy person and don't want to buy a new game and learn it just to get your Harry Potter fix, your HP fix. You could simply solve this dilemma by making a rules hack of your very own. You could easily take the Goblin Quest RPG system to make a quick and fairly satisfying Harry Potter hack. I already know how to play Goblin Quest, and so do you. If you have listened to all the episodes up until now, why not save time by not having to learn a new system with all new game mechanics? What if I kept the theme of goblins, but all of my goblins are Gringotts Bank goblins? What is their quest? To stop Harry Potter and Hagrid from picking up the secret package in Vault 713. Maybe we'll even run this hack on the CTG one day as an actual play. This is just one quick example from my brain juice, but I'm sure many more wonderful Harry Potter hacks could come from this line of discussion. Quick pause on the show today. Have you been listening to the first season of the CTG and do not yet have your very own copy of Goblin Quest the RPG? Picture yourself pretending to be gross, grotty little buggers on your next game night with your closest friends. Laughs, goofs, and goblins. Don't wait. Enjoy your copy of Goblin Quest the RPG today by clicking on the link in the show notes. You'll be wreaking havoc all over the Great Battle Camp in no time. All right, back to the show. What rule hacks have been provided in the Goblin Quest RPG book through the mad generosity and obsession of the original Kickstarter backers for the passion project of Grant Howitt? Seriously, you don't even have to come up with your own hacks. Let me list them in order of their appearance with a brief description. Number 1, Kobold Quest. You are a kobold, scaly lizard beast, trying to design barely functional traps and use them to complete the dubious schemes to please the mighty Dragon King. Number 2. My name is Inigo Montoya Jr., a parody of the Princess Bride character Inigo Montoya. Someone has killed a person close to you. You want revenge, and they should prepare to die. Number 3, Sean Bean Quest. Actor Sean Bean has played many roles in many movies. Play 5 Sean Beans in sequence, not in parallel, and attempt to survive all the way to the end of the film, for once. Number 4, Cthulhu Files. Go irrevocably insane and then die as you uncover secrets man was not meant to know. Old gods, strange monsters, eons old. Seek the truth behind the lie that is our world. You know, for fun. Number 5, neither super nor heroic. Play the Cape Crusaders that got left out of the comic books. You're not really a superhero, but at the moment, you're all the world's got. Good luck. Number 6, Space Interns. You are the poor chumps that get beamed down to the planet with Captain Kirk and First Officer Spock, but never make it back alive. The original title of this hack was Red Shirts. And number 7, Regency Ladies, the role-playing game. Fall in love. Make snide remarks at fancy balls and refuse proposals. Throw your money around. Think Pride and Prejudice. This hack took on a life of its own and became its own RPG. Oh man, what to choose? What to choose? If any of those hacks sounded intriguing to you, you're in luck. Each hack will be getting its very own episode this season to help you better jump in and run for your group if you so choose. Talk about great replay value. Join us next time as we continue our quest, Claiming Goblin Quest. Time to move through the 7 available rules hacks, starting with number 1 on our list, Kobold Quest. Meet some new draconic cannon fodder that will certainly tip the scales in favor of you playing this hack. The Claim to Game podcast has but one mission, helping busy people master tabletop role-playing games, one game at a time. If you liked what you heard today, can you help me spread the good word? Leave the show a 5-star review, thumbs up, positive comment, or written review wherever you listen to podcasts. You could also leave a review directly on claimtogamepodcast.com. Your review helps grow the show and helps others learn new tabletop role-playing games. So please, after you finish, rate and review the show. And until the next time we make our claim to game, one game at a time.